Hey everybody, this is Magical Mustache Man John and Kyle, and today we're talking about planning your Royal Caribbean cruise.
Royal Caribbean is one of the largest cruise lines, and they have so many options, so many ships. We're going to break it down a little bit on how to plan your Royal Caribbean cruise, from thinking about what itinerary you want to take all the way through online check-in and getting on board.
Alright, so let's just talk about why we love Royal Caribbean as a cruise line.
There's so many options. Royal is massive. They sail to the Caribbean and Bahamas, they sail to Asia, they sail to Alaska, they do Europe. So there's just so much flexibility, and also they sail out of a ton of ports. So they sail out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Port Canaveral, and Tampa, all just in Florida, Baltimore, New Jersey on the East Coast, San Diego, LA, Seattle and Vancouver on the West Coast, Singapore, Europe. So there is and Galveston. So there is just a ton of flexibility when it comes to Royal Caribbean. They have 28 ships. So again, lots of different options, from the newest ship, the Icon class ships, so Icon of the Seas, Star of the Seas, Legend of the Seas, recently announced Hero of the Seas, all the way to kind of, their Oasis class ships and some of the older ships. Royal Caribbean's been around for a really long time, and I think the other thing that Royal offers is flexibility. Something we personally don't love about Royal Caribbean is sometimes it feels a little bit of like nickel and diming in terms of like each additional thing that you want to add on. But what that does do is it allows flexibility and really customizing to your budget, which is really helpful when you're trying to plan maybe a larger vacation or lots of people, or you're just trying to save money and stay on budget but still have a fantastic vacation. Royal gives that flexibility, and I think it's by far one of the most important things and best parts about Royal Caribbean. Okay, so when it comes to planning your Royal Caribbean cruise, the first thing you need to decide is, when do you want to cruise, where do you want to cruise, how long do you want to cruise, and if you want to go on a specific ship. Now, the ships vary significantly based on the newer Icon class ships all the way to the older ships, so definitely it's something that you want to take into account. I mean, again, most people are going to want to go on the newest, brightest, shiniest ship, but those ships are massive, like 6,000 plus guests on, Icon of the Seas or Star of the Seas. It is a floating mall.
It is crazy. It is so huge.
It's so big. So, for some people, they want to go on a smaller ship, a more intimate ship, less people. Other people want to go on the biggest, newest ship. So I think, definitely depending on what ship you want to go on, that could maybe decide, which itinerary you're going to look at. We talk a lot about the kind of most affordable times to cruise are often going to be during hurricane season, so early fall, late summer, and then some of the colder months, particularly for Bahamas, so January, February, when, the weather outside is nice, but the water's still a little chilly for us, like in the Bahamas, whereas if you go Caribbean, like Western Caribbean or Eastern Caribbean, the water's still quite warm even into January and February.
But just a good thing, they do have private islands and they do have heated pools.
Yes.
So you can still enjoy the water and the sun.
I would say Perfect Day at CocoCay is the other thing that we absolutely love about Royal Caribbean. Their island is massive, and the Hideaway Beach, the adult only section, is one of our favorite places to hang out and relax / have a little pool party. So that's another huge benefit of Royal Caribbean. So again, when you want to cruise, where you want to cruise, right? If you're going Mediterranean, if you're doing Alaska, you're doing Caribbean, how many days you want to cruise for, that's all going to be things that you're going to take into account. And in terms of itineraries, the itineraries drop anywhere from 18 to 24 months before the sailing. So Royal gives a pretty long window. And as we talk about often on this channel, the earlier you book, the more affordable and the cheaper you're going to get your rates. It's only going to go up from there. Even if they release discounts later on, we can apply those and reprice your cruise, but often it's going to be more affordable if you booked really early.
And that is true for all cruise lines.
Absolutely. Okay, so you've decided on itinerary, you've decided on when you're going to cruise, what ship, all that stuff. You also need to decide on your stateroom. So you have a ton of options on Royal, especially the larger ships. So you're gonna have, kind of classic inside stateroom. This is your most affordable option, no windows, really good for sleeping at night or during the day as well, because it's dark. And then you have ocean view, so this is gonna be a porthole sort of window. Often it's gonna be the lowest kind of deck where there's rooms below the balconies, or it's gonna be really far forward or aft, again, where they'll have those portholes. Next is going to be your balcony stateroom, and on the bigger ships there's two options. There is the ocean view, kind of classic balcony looking out at the water, and then they have these neighborhood balconies because they have this like interior open corridor in like Central Park and the boardwalk, right?
Yeah.
Is that area? It's a balcony, so you're getting fresh air, but you're like looking directly across at other balconies, so I would say there's not a lot of privacy. But it's going to be more affordable than the ocean view side, and you'll get some fresh air. They also have the, how do they call them? They're like infinity balconies. So this is where like it's a wall of glass, but the glass like opens so that you can like turn your stateroom into a balcony essentially, which sounds fancy. And I guess it is. The problem is, you know, if it's July in the Caribbean, your AC is not running while your window balcony thing is open, so it's hard to temperature control the room, and you definitely want that AC running the whole time. At least we do. So it sounds cool, but I'd say I think it's gonna be really cool for like Alaska, but maybe not for Caribbean. And then you have your suites. You have junior suites, which are larger, but don't get some of the suites or like benefits or perks like going to the suite lounge or the suite pool, and then there's sky suites and royal suites. So tons of room options. Again, Royal's all about flexibility. When we did our cruise on Wonder of the Seas, we had an ocean view balcony. It was lovely.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah,
the rooms are pretty nice too.
Yeah, the room is big. It has like a couch, which, you know, I really like compared to like standard cabins in like Virgin don't have a couch, which it's just nice to have like another place to lounge, I feel like. All right, so you decide all of that. You're gonna reach out to John, say, hey, this is the cruise I wanna book. He's gonna get you a quote. We can put a hold on that. As always, make sure you review that, and then you're gonna place a deposit. Deposits are anywhere from $100 to $500 per person, depending on the length of the cruise. Like 1 to 4 nights is $100, like I think 5 to 14 is like $250, and then like over 15 is like $500. If you're going to do a suite, it's 10% of the cruise fare, and you can choose whether you want this to be refundable or non-refundable. So again, one thing we love about Disney Cruise Line, your deposit is fully refundable up until final payment. But here you're going to have to pay extra to have a refundable deposit, and it can be anywhere from $100 to $250 on top of the overall cruise fare to make that deposit refundable. If it is non-refundable, you obviously are not going to get that money back. If you cancel the trip, you will not get your deposit back. But you do get a future voyage credit, like minus $150 for like processing fees. So you're still taking a hit, but you can potentially apply that to a future booking. Final payment is going to be due 75 days before cruising for 1 to 4 nights and 90 days before 5+ nights. So that's kind of all the nuts and bolts of planning your cruise, when you're going to go, and then payment. Now let's talk about all of the other things that you can prepay and book. And we talk a lot about Royal being, you know,
very modular.
Very modular for sure. So excursion booking opens anywhere from like 7 to 9 months in advance, and it's kind of rolling. Something that, you know, we've noticed is not all of the excursions or activities on board are available at the same time, and they don't really make announcements that there's new things available. So you kind of have to keep checking to see if there's more stuff available. But it is always cheaper. This is like totally true about Royal. It's always cheaper to prepay or pre-book anything that you're wanting to do, right? It's like 10 to 30% off ahead of time versus doing it on the ship. This is true for drink packages. This is true for dining packages. Excursions.
Or if you want to, if you guys are going to CocoCay, then some of the tickets are going to be like $100 if you pay
for the water park.
For the water park in person.
No.
You buy it online or
Hideaway
Beach. You get it for like $40, and we totally made that mistake. We didn't know.
Yeah. At least for dining, we didn't know about, because it was our first time doing Royal. So Wi-Fi, definitely want to pay ahead of time, because again, Wi-Fi is not included. Soda and alcohol packages are available. So unlike Virgin and Disney, which we love, soda and kind of normal drinks, juices and that stuff are not included on Royal. So you basically get water, tea, and juice, right? On
like
Royal.
Concentrate juice. So
it's not fresh juice.
Yeah.
And again, this is going to really vary based on what deals are happening and when you're going, but around $15 per person per day for the soda package, and then $75 to $125 per person per day for the drink package. You know, really pricing out the drink package depends, one, on is there a deal, because you can get like, again, 30% off the drink package, how much you're going to be drinking. It's on average, I think, like 5 to 6 drinks per day to like usually make it make sense. But one thing you can use it for is getting bottled water and specialty like coffees with the premium drink package, which people have said really increases the value of the drink package, to just be able to grab water one thing we were like really annoyed with when we were on one of the seas was like, it was really hard to find water to refill our water bottle because all the freestyle machines require the like soda
barcode
cup that you get with the soda package, which we did not do. And so we were like having to like find, you know, water cups to then pour into our water bottle. Anyway, it was a thing. You can also pre-book specialty dining. You can get like a 3 dining package, and that brings the, you know, price down to like $30 or $40 per meal versus paying on board. And you can also do like an unlimited dining package, which honestly, we did not love specialty dining on Royal Caribbean.
I actually like the normal dining a lot better than the specialty dining.
The main diner was excellent.
Yeah.
For sure. But so tons of options for excursions. Obviously, you know, places that are going to be more excursion heavy, like the Mediterranean or Alaska, you really want to be thinking and booking those early on because those things will absolutely sell out. I would say, for the most part, Caribbean, Bahamas, you know, there's not going to be a ton of variability in certain excursions. So, you know, there's something you really want to do, cool, but most people are just going to be like going to the beach, shopping around the cruise port. And then online check-in is 45 days before sailing at midnight in the time zone of where the departure port is. And then you will get to your cruise day. And just like any cruise line, right? You're gonna have your checked bags that you're gonna drop off at porters outside. Make sure you bring cash so you can tip the porters, bring your carry-on, go through security, get checked in, get on board. I will say when we cruised Wonder of the Seas out of Miami, and the cruise terminal was very chaotic. And I don't know if it was like something going on that day or it's like the normal thing for Royal. We've heard Port Canaveral's flow is much better. So just, you know, be calm. Again, you're getting thousands of people onto a ship within just a few hours. So again, it's a good day to practice patience.
Oh, yes, I do remember that day.
I was not feeling patient. And I was like particularly annoyed because they just didn't have a good system of like, when people had passport issues or something else, that person that was like checking in your line would just like walk away to go do something instead of like handing that person off. So they just was like not super smooth, but again, it may have been something going on that day. Not really sure. But that is the very quick and dirty of how to plan your Royal Caribbean cruise. I think, again, the thing about Royal is budget matters, and you have huge flexibility in what you want to spend money on for the cruise, but that also means you need to be thinking about all of the additional things that you may need to buy to think about the full cost of your cruise, right? So just looking at the price per person or the price per cabin when you're looking online is not going to give you the full story, because you're also going to probably need to add on Wi-Fi, or a drink package, or a dining package, or excursions. And so that's really important to talk to a travel advisor to kind of help give you those pointers, because we really went in, we kind of did it last minute for Royal because John got invited for a seminar at sea. And so we were booking, I think we booked it like 2 weeks before we left, something like that. And so we didn't have all the normal timelines to kind of figure those things out, but it was a really good learning experience for us to know how to help prepare a client to plan a great Royal Caribbean cruise.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you like our content. I hope you like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.